So my name is George Tsouris. I'm the filmmaker, the director, the writer, and the producer of Totem Chaser.
What was it like working in this film?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a lot of stress. It's been in my body for a long time now, since 2020. And from the writing of it, which of course had to happen first, and of course some research that went with the writing, and then also the producing of it, the shooting of it, the post-production of it. So yeah, it was a long labor of love. Yeah, on set it was pretty crazy because this was my first feature film. I had done many short films before, but I knew that this was for the long haul. We had one set that we recorded at, for over a week straight. Once we got going, and rolled with the punches, and just kept the machine rolling.
And do you believe in spirits and ghosts and the supernatural?
No, I don't believe in ghosts or any of that. However, here's what I do believe in. I believe that there's more to reality than we know. There's more to reality than we can perceive, right? There's a whole universe out there. So that is kind of my way around horror and these supernatural things, is that it's a stand-in for everything that human beings cannot fathom. There's a visceral relationship that we all have with fear and with these challenges that are posed in horror movies. Now, I said earlier that I don't really believe in the supernatural necessarily, but there is this sort of, what about all that stuff that we don't know, right? And how do we manage those fears? How do we manage all of that uncertainty? And I think horror is a great genre to wrestle with that and present those ideas. Well, the writing was really interesting because I was reading a lot of late 19th century and early 20th century horror literature, right? And so there is a lot of my favorite writers. One of my favorite writers is Lovecraft, but Lovecraft has been, done and done and done. So I was looking for something else. And I found one of this forefathers of Lovecraft's kind of psychological cosmic horror, and that's Algernon Blackwood. And I really love Algernon Blackwood's stories. Another early 20th century French writer is Maurice Lavelle, and he wrote so many plays for the Grand Guignol plays in Paris, which really showed off the gruesome aspects, right, of what the world was dealing with in the early 20th century and things like that. And I really liked how those writers really engage with these kinds of deeper questions around horror and the unknown.
So what was it like working with everyone?
Well, this is what I really love about cinema and filmmaking, right, is the collaborative effort. Everybody was working together to make this thing manifest into reality, to make this project come alive. And just working with everybody, creating those relationships that we all knew we were going for the same goal, was so magical. I was speaking to one of our beautiful actors, Arielle Hope, and she said, listen, you have to call B Sniper, because she's the best makeup artist around, and we knew we needed makeup and makeup effects for this movie. So called her up, and it was a lot of fun to manifest those things and make so much of the flesh and the gore come to life. She was a lifesaver on many different parts of this movie. Well, like I said, everybody was a collaborator. I felt like everybody was making the characters come to life. So the script was done, but if somebody said, listen, I am this character, I believe this about the character, I love that, because they brought things out of the characters. The actors brought things out of the characters that I did not know was there. And that was so magical to see, to really work together on that. Or we would bounce ideas back and forth to really bring these characters and the movie and the story to life. That was, like I said, just a magical part of the filmmaking process.
And how fun was it making this movie?
There was a lot of fun. There was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of challenge. There was a lot of frustration. There were all sorts of emotions in making this movie, from fun to happy to sad to miserable to frustrated to love to hate. Yeah, everything followed the whole gamut. And I think that's just art making in general, though, isn't it? I was like, we're going to work nonstop for a week and a half. So just being immersed in this every day, 24/7, all day for about a week and a half was just so energizing, because it helped make the thing and put me in the right frame of mind that, wait, this is what we're doing right here, right now. Yeah, the house was magical. The set was magical. I mean, this is the aspect of filmmaking. Every little detail counts, and every little detail adds to the whole atmosphere, adds to the whole work. And the house was so important. I mean, there was a lot of research in selecting that particular location, that particular house, that particular set, because of just the spookiness of it, the trees that were all around it, the different attics and basement. Every nook and cranny of that house seemed like it had some kind of special secret that maybe you could see in between the frames. Well, I think everyone should see this film because, listen, if you're a fan of horror, especially B movie horror that I grew up with as a kid in the 80s, I think you'll have a blast. There's comedy, there's some gruesome stuff, there's some jumps, there's some, sexy stuff in there too. So